Hey guys, my name is Jonathan Henderson with Pressure Washing Marketing Pros. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can maintain your SEO rankings whenever you're getting a new website. Because we've been doing several websites for clients over the last 2 months, and the two biggest things we hear are, Jonathan, if I get a new website, will I lose my rankings? Or number two, Jonathan, I've used an agency in the past, and when they launched a new website for me, I lost all my rankings. And that's an unfortunate situation to be in, because a lot of your guys' businesses depend on Google, or they heavily rely on Google. And so you don't want to go ahead and lose that traffic, which means you lose customers, right? And so you want to make sure that you maintain the structure of your website so that you maintain your rankings. You know what I mean? So that you guys aren't losing that traffic, so you're not losing customers. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know and what you need to go ahead and do so that you can maintain your SEO rankings when you're getting a new website. So without further ado, let's get started. So number one, I'm going to use an example, of LA Soft Wash, which is a client that we recently just launched their website, right? It looks beautiful if you guys see it right now, right? Beautiful. And so we just recently launched this website, and they actually saw an increase in their rankings, guys. So if I go ahead and I look at their website right now and I look at particular keywords that they had, after we launched their website, guys, right? And I look at, pressure washing, things like Baton Rouge, right? When I go ahead and I look at this, if I go ahead and I look at this right now, when they first started with us, and I'll deselect all of this right now so you guys can see the proof, their homepage wasn't even ranking at all, right? So the last time that this was updated was 7 February 2024, and it showed that they were in position number 73, right? But if you go ahead and you look up this keyword now, right? And I were to use a location changer, and I look up pressure washing Baton Rouge. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that right now, pressure washing Baton Rouge, and I'll go ahead and do this right now, right? You'll go ahead and you'll see that they are almost on that first page now. So going from 70 to there. So they're at the middle of the second page right now, guys, right? As you can see. And so as of February 7th, when we had looked at this earlier, right? They were nowhere to be found for this keyword for pressure washing Baton Rouge, or they were position number 73, I should say. And it was this URL that I was ranking for, but they were position number 73. And so how are we able to do that? Well, we're able to do that by maintaining the client's SEO rankings. Now, guys, I know you're like, nobody goes to page 2. I understand that, guys. We literally just launched this client's website 2 weeks ago, and we just started the SEO. So, wait till 6 months from now, guys, with this client's rankings, and you'll see that it exponentially, went ahead and increased, right? But they went from position 73 to position 15, which is almost 60 positions up in a matter of 2 weeks. And why is that? Because we properly structured the client's website. And so the first thing that you want to do whenever you're addressing and you're getting a new website is you want to outline the pages that you have on your existing website and the pages that you are going to have on your new website. So for example, for this client, for Thunderspray, because I'm going to use him as an example because we haven't launched his new website yet. For this client, this is his existing website, and then this is going to be his new website right here, right? This is going to be his new website right here. And so I'm showing you guys this process in real time. And so what you have to go ahead and do, guys, is you have to go ahead and align what pages do I currently have on my existing website and what pages am I going to have on my new website? Because this is where people mess up at. Because we want to be able to go ahead and match up the appropriate pages together. What do I mean by that, guys? Well, the first thing is that if I'm going to have a concrete cleaning page in that sense on the new website, which right now on his existing website, he has a concrete cleaning page. And as you can see, the URL says pressure washing concrete cleaning. But, what you see on his new website is, it says this, right? For Thunderspray, it just says concrete cleaning. Now, if an agency doesn't do this right, what they'll go ahead and do is they'll just call the new concrete cleaning page concrete cleaning, right? But that's an unfortunate situation to be in, because guess what? You know what's going to end up happening in this old URL? This old URL is going to be 404. And what's going to end up happening is when you go on Google, right, and you're clicking on the page, guess what? It's going to show up. It's going to show the old URL on there. And guess what, guys? If it ends up being a 404 error, that means that page doesn't exist to Google, right? So what you need to do is you need to map out the pages that you're going to have on your existing website and on your new website. Now guys, there's going to be some pages that we added, so we don't even have to worry about the URL structure. But the biggest thing that gets people in trouble are going to be the existing URLs that they have on their website. And so that's the first thing you want to do is you want to map out the pages that you're going to have on your existing website and on your new website, right? And map out, which ones are going to be appropriate to each other in that sense. So if you have a house washing page, we need to do one or two things. We either need to maintain this URL structure, right? Or we need to 301 redirect it. So what does that mean? So for example, for the concrete cleaning page, guys, on his new website, and he has concrete cleaning on his existing website, this pressure washing concrete cleaning, we're not going to maintain the same URL structure, guys. So what does that mean? We need to 301 redirect that page to the new URL that we have right here so that we maintain those rankings. And let me show you in real time what that looks like. So for LA Soft Wash, for example, this client, you know what I mean? We went ahead and we mapped out all of the old URLs that the client had. So for example, this was a house washing page that he had, and it was called lasoftwash.net, services, residential washing, home soft washing. But on his new website, we were going to have his URL structure be much more optimized, and it was going to say house washing Baton Rouge. And so what we had to go ahead and do is do a proper 301 redirect. So we mapped out all the old URLs that he had on his website, right? And we went ahead and matched him up with the appropriate new URL. And so as you guys can see right here, it says home soft washing, that URL, but when you click on it, guess what it does? It's redirecting you to the new page, right? And so that's one of the things that you guys want to go ahead and do when you're doing this is you want to make sure that number one or number two. Number one, you either maintain the same URL structure on the new website that you had on your old website. So like I said, you want to make sure that you maintain that. So on the new website right now, guys, for Thunderspray, their house washing page is just simply thunderspray, .ca, and it's going to just say house washing. Guess what, guys? That's the same URL that they have on their existing website. So nothing needs to be done besides us making sure that we maintain that. Now for concrete cleaning on their existing website, it's pressure washing concrete cleaning. On their new website, what we have to go ahead and do is, since we're changing the URL structure, we have to make sure that we redirect this URL whenever we launch the site, that we redirect this URL to this new URL, because you want to make sure that you maintain those rankings, right, guys? And so that's the first step that you need to go ahead and do. Map out all the services that you have on your existing website, and then map out all the services that you have on your new website. And at that point, if you have any new services, that's fine. But for existing services that you have on your existing website, you need to match them up with the appropriate, service that you're going to have on your new website with that URL. And simply what that means in layman's terms, guys, if I'm getting too technical for you, is just list out all the old URLs, then list out all the new URLs that you're going to have on your website, right? And the ones that need to be rectified. Now, like I said again, and I'll say this again, if you're maintaining that same URL structure, then make sure that you maintain it. So basically, if you have a concrete cleaning page on your existing website, make sure that same URL, guys, is maintained on there. Because what I see a lot of guys do is when they get new websites, they'll have like 50 pages on their existing website. But then they'll go use a marketing company that only tells them, hey guys, you only get 10 pages. And then guess what ends up happening, guys? Those other 40 pages that person had on their existing website, those just vanish out of thin air. Because guess what? The new company that you use is only allowing you to have 10 pages. And so that's not going to, you're not going to maintain your SEO rankings that way. That's why whenever you're building out your website, you want to make sure that those existing pages that you have are correlating with your new website as well, so that you maintain that. You know what I mean? And so the second step of what I do after that is I look at the existing URLs that are indexed on a client's website, right? So for example, for Thunderspray, I'll just use him as an example. What you want to do is you want to put site, and then I don't know what these two dots are called, but then you're going to put your URL, right? And so once you put your URL, you're going to be able to see all the pages that are actually indexed on Google. And like I told you guys earlier in the video, just because you publish a page on your website doesn't mean that it's going to automatically show up on Google, right? So what we do for our clients is we try to check for the existing webs or the existing URLs that they have indexed on what? Google. Because guess what, guys? For certain clients like LA Soft Wash, he had so many pages, guys, that didn't even show up in the front end of his website. So we had to go ahead and do this site and look at all of the pages that he had indexed. And guess what, guys? These are still a lot. You know what I mean? These are still a lot. So in that sense, Google's updating his stuff. But guess what, guys? We had to go ahead and see what was already indexed on there, because a lot of the time what ends up happening is just because you visibly see a drop down of these services doesn't mean that that there aren't other pages that exist. And so that's why we go ahead and we see all the URLs that are currently indexed for a client, and we list those out and we say, all right, then dry vent cleaning Windsor, Ontario. Do we have a dry vent cleaning, page that we're going to have on the new website? If yes, then we either can do what? Like I told you guys, we can either maintain this URL structure, or we have to annotate that we're going to redirect this URL to the new website URL, right? And so that's the second thing that you guys want to go ahead and do, is look at the existing, URLs that you have on Google's index, right? Look at those existing URLs that you have on Google's index and say, all right, then guys, let's match this up so that we can see, are there other pages that are hidden that we did not know about? And that happens all the time, guys, right? So like for LA Soft Wash, even if I go on his stuff right now, he had pages that we didn't even know existed because his agency, like Deer Stand Window Tinting in Louisiana, right? Like we didn't even know he had this page right here. Or like Paver Cleaning Services in Baton Rouge, which we don't say paver cleaning, we just say concrete cleaning in his area, right? So we redirected it to the actual concrete cleaning page, right, for him. But we didn't even know he had a paver cleaning page because it wasn't listed on his website. That was just a standalone page that his agency that he previously worked with had created. So we didn't even know that. So that's why it's very important, guys. Like I said, step one, map out the pages that you have on your existing website and map out the pages you're going to have on your new website so you can correlate the appropriate pages together. Then step two, do this technique that I just showed you guys right now, where it's site, then use the 2 dots, and then put your URL in here so that you can see all the pages that you have indexed on Google, so that you can see any hidden pages that you may have not found on your existing website, right? And that's going to be able to allow you to correlate those pages as well. You know what I mean? So, for example, this client, he has, there's going to be certain things like RV washing services, guys. Does he have RV washing services on his new website? No, guys, he doesn't have RV washing services on his new website. We didn't even know he had this page on his existing website. But guess what we did, guys? We just redirected that page. So when you click on it, guess what? This RV washing page just redirects to the home page, so that we make sure that we just, so that we make sure that we maintain that ranking so that it's not going to a 404 error. Now, what does a 404 error look like, guys? Well, the 404 error looks like this. For example, heavy equipment window tinting services, right? This, as you guys can see right now, this is a 404 error. And you might say, Jonathan, how come you didn't redirect this to a certain page? Well, guess what, guys? This client doesn't offer this service at all. You know what I mean? So that's step one. We looked at it and we say, okay, this client doesn't offer this service at all. But step two, where people get themselves in trouble is what, they don't look at the backlinks of a particular page, right? Which leads me to my next step. I know this sounds a little bit confusing, guys, but it leads me to my next step, which is number one. Step one, we went over looking at the existing website and looking at the new website and correlating those pages and what pages are going to have, on your new website and how they intertwine with your existing website. Step two, I showed you guys, use this method, site, then your URL, whatever it may be, so that you see all of the pages you have indexed on Google. Then step three is going to go ahead and be looking at all of the backlinks that you have on your website, right? So I use a tool called Ahrefs. And what we do, guys, is I look at this. So I go Best By Links. So I look at all the pages on his website, and I only like to do follow, guys. I don't care about no follow links. So I'll look at all of the links that the client has on their existing website, right? And the pages that they have right now. And I'll look at the pages that have backlinks to them. Because what ends up happening, guys, guess what? If you make a page, just because you don't do a service anymore, if that page had backlinks going to it, you still need to redirect it, which is why it's in step 3, right? And so right now, if I look at LA Soft Wash, like this client right here, if I look at their website, right? and I look at all of the I look at all the pages that have backlinks to it, right? They have this one called Parking Lot Striping Baton Rouge. Now, guess what, guys? On this client's website, he doesn't have parking lot striping because he doesn't do it anymore, right? But you might say, well, Jonathan, if he doesn't do it anymore, why not just 404 that page, right? Why not? Why are you building out, why does that matter? If he doesn't do it anymore, why wouldn't we do that? Well, guess what, guys? If I look at this page right now, this page has 3 backlinks going to it. And what ends up happening is if I just let this page, if I just didn't care about this URL and I just let this page go to a 404, guess what ended up happening, guys? I would lose these 3 backlinks right here, point blank period. And so guess what? When you click on this URL, guess where it redirects to, guys? To the home page, right? So that means that we still keep those links, because all we're doing is we're redirecting this old URL for a service that he doesn't do anymore. It has 3 backlinks to it, so therefore we're going to go ahead and redirect it, to the appropriate page. So since we don't have anything similar to parking lot striping, we just went ahead and redirected it to the client's home page, right? So that we can maintain these, backlinks that the client has, because we all know backlinks matter in SEO. The more backlinks that you have going to your website, the better. So one of the big things that we see and why people lose rankings is because they don't look at the agency, or the person doesn't look at the backlinks that they already have on the URLs. And so backlinks are because of certain URLs. So for example, like this church soft washing had a backlink to it. Guess what? We redirected it to the building washing page. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we did, because we didn't need a church soft washing page, guys. We didn't need that. We didn't need a church soft washing page in that sense, right? And so what we did is we just redirected it to the building washing page, because guess what, guys? It had a backlink going to it, and we didn't want to lose that backlink. We didn't want to lose that authority. Now, guys, to show you an example where I didn't care about that, it goes back to the deer stand window tinting in Louisiana, right? So this client doesn't offer any of that window tinting or anything like that, or deer stand window tinting. So guess what, guys? I let it go to a 404, because guess what? He also doesn't have a backlink for that page. Like I look at all of these URLs that he has, right? And I look at all the backlinks for the pages. I don't see deer tint window tinting, right? So not only does he not provide that service anymore, but also, guys, that page doesn't have a backlink going to it. So therefore, I can let that go to a 404 error. It's not going to go ahead and hurt the client. You know what I mean? It's not going to hurt him. He doesn't offer the service, so it's not going to be on his new website. And number 2, doesn't have any backlinks on it. So therefore, I don't need to go ahead and redirect that page to go anywhere. And so these are the 3 steps that you want to go ahead and do, guys, to make sure that you maintain your rankings. Map out the pages that you're going to have. Guess what, guys? The pages that you have on your existing website and the pages that you're going to have on your new website, and determine if you're going to 301 redirect it or maintain the URL structure. Step 2, guys, is going to go ahead and use this site method, like I told you guys. So you put site and then you put your URL, and you find out all of the pages that you're going to have indexed, or all the pages that you have indexed on Google right now, because then that's going to allow you to go ahead and determine, right, any pages that you didn't know existed. And it's going to allow you to, number 1, see if that URL has any backlinks going to it, and number 2, see if that URL can either be redirected to the appropriate page, right, or if you would maintain that URL structure for that page because you offer that service, right? So it allows you those options, which is why you want to go ahead and do this method right here and look at that. And then step 3, guys, is going to go ahead and look at all of the links, all the backlinks that you have on your website, and the best by each page, so that you can see, which pages on your website actually have backlinks, so that even if you don't provide that service anymore, you know what I mean? Then you make sure that, guess what? We might still need to redirect that to the appropriate page, because guess what? It has backlinks going to it. And so these are the top 3 things that you need to go ahead and do so that you maintain the SEO rankings of your website. And like I said, guys, the results have been phenomenal for this client when it comes to that. Like, it's just been straight phenomenal, right? And so these are certain things that we look at when it comes to this. And so we make sure. So like, for example, this client, right? If I look at Power Washing Baton Rouge, he was not ranking for this with his homepage URL at all. And guess what, guys? As you can see, previous history from 9 March 2022 to 8 March 2024. Guess what? He had no rankings for it at all. March 1st, 2024, when we launched his website, right? Well, we launched his website, 2 weeks ago, so that was end of February. Guess what, guys? He immediately shot up to the second page, automatically to position number 15, right off the bat, right? Because we properly did his website in the proper way. So, guys, hopefully this video shed some light on what you guys can do to maintain your SEO rankings whenever you're launching a new website. And if all of this sounds too technical for you and you're like, Jonathan, I don't know what the hell you're talking about for the last 20 minutes, then what you need to go ahead and do is go to the description of this video and get a free strategy session by us so that we can go ahead and help you out when it comes to, a website, or just consult you whenever you're getting a new website, so that you guys are equipped with this knowledge, and so that you guys are properly structured, so that when you get a new website, you maintain your rankings, or like Brody and LA Southwash in this case, get even better rankings once your website is launched. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. You guys know I answer every single question personally, and so I look forward to seeing your guys' questions, your concerns, your thoughts, your comments, and any people that are looking for a free strategy session. But if you guys don't have any questions, concerns, thoughts, or comments, thank you for watching the video anyway, and I will see all of you guys in the next one.